Mainly I'm watching a lot of financial channels, the financial news networks, and regardless of what channel I'm on, it seems like every other commercial is coming from a financial services provider. Maybe even 3 out of 4 commercials are in that area. And the interesting observation I have is they all seem to be saying the same thing. And unfortunately, what they're saying is pretty much nothing. I'm not really hearing any concrete information about how they manage portfolios to protect people during these kinds of environments. I'm actually curious too as to how many advisors actually reached out to their clients in the month of March. We just came through an extremely critical period in the market, and I'm curious if your advisor contacted you, or maybe you had to contact them, and what kind of information or what kind of result did they express to you. I want to give you an example of a couple respective clients with Silverhawk Private Wealth. I'm going to show you on the screen a couple third-party reports that were compiled by Advent Black Diamond. Now realize, and you're going to see some disclaimers here as well, that not everyone's result is the same, and pretty much every client experience that we have is going to be a little bit different because of timing of investments and some of the various opportunistic assets that they invested in. But if you take a look at where our typical client was on March 23rd, the Dow Jones was actually negative year to date at about a 34% rate. The Standard & Poor's index was down 30.4% at that time, and yet our client's actual portfolio result was only indicating a 7.5% decline in their overall value. Now, I looked at a couple dozen clients because, as I indicated, respectively, everybody's a little bit different. And our ranges varied from maybe a loss of about 4.6% to, at the high end, just under 10%, about a 9.7% decline. These are clients with portfolios in excess of $1 million, and they're people that fully utilized our TRIA formula philosophy. And I'd like to tell you that I can take a tremendous amount of credit and wisdom in designing TRIA formula, but the reality is we're really mimicking what major endowment funds and large institutions do when they deploy capital. In fact, you could Google Yale Endowment today and you'll find that their diversification and portfolio typically has them positioned so that rarely more than 20 or 25% of the investment portfolio, the endowment fund, is actually exposed to publicly traded equities, securities, stocks and stock market. And that's pretty much our concept with TRIA, that we only have about half of our portfolios in a core position, usually a third in a variety of opportunistic direct participation programs, and then we use insurance company income producing assets as well. Pretty much the same mentality that these large endowment funds have been utilizing for quite a while. I would suggest if your results haven't been somewhat representative of what we're experiencing, maybe it's time you owe it to yourself to see what else is out there. If you have a portfolio of $3 million or greater, we'd be happy to visit with you. Our advisors are very proficient with phone meetings, WebEx, GoToMeetings, Zoom meetings, and certainly we're hoping in the relatively near future that we're able to get back to in-person meetings. The key is we're not necessarily knowing if we're going to be a good fit for you or not. I often tell prospective clients that we can't be all things to all people, but we can be all things for the right group of people. The steps that we'd want to take is determine, are we a fit for you or not? So you can reach out to us at info@silverhawkfinancial.com, or you can follow some of the links on the website that are attached to this video.